All right. Hey, happy Tuesday, everyone. Russ McCann coming to you live on our Tuesday, Your Weekly Focus. And this has been a live series that I've been doing. I think this is episode number 5. And we are streaming live at this very moment over in YouTube, on my YouTube channel, and live on Facebook. And so if you're with me today, will you do me a favor? I love interaction. And if you could do me a favor and drop a comment in the chat, in the comments area so that I can interact with you, that would be so awesome. One of the technologies that I've started utilizing allows me to interact with people who are making live comments. And so whether you are live or you're watching and recording, please feel free to drop in some comments and let me know. My goal is to provide you value. My goal is to help you focus each and every week on the things that are important to you. And so as you put in comments and as you interact with me, I interact with every comment. I answer every question. And if there's ever anything I can do to help you move your life forward, please feel free to reach out to me. So anyway, so we've been talking in our series. We've been talking about focusing on what matters most to you and organizing your life around those things. And this is a concept that was originally shared with me by Dr. Wayne Anderson, my personal mentor and business coach. And it was all about, what do you want your life to look like, right? And do you want your life to look like you're just going through the motions? You're not enjoying yourself. You're not healthy. You're just showing up. You're just going to work. You're barely coming home and doing the things you want to do around the house, including spending time with your family. If you're just simply going through the motions, you have created a structure that is not moving your life forward. And so that's really what my lives are all about, is to help you kind of become self-aware of what's going on and then say, all right, so what can I do about it? And if for those of you that were with me last week, we talked about this concept that was originally created by Robert Fritz, an amazing composer, artist, business consultant, coach. I've had the privilege of hearing him speak. I've had dinner with him a time or two. And this process we use with our clients in every aspect of helping them get physically healthy. And so we talk about, at the very beginning, some goal setting. What are your visions? What are your goals? What are you looking to accomplish? And then we help our clients become very clear and self-aware of where they're at right now. And then we begin to help them lay out what are the tasks that you can implement each and every day that move you closer to where you want to be. And last week, if you remember, we kind of laid this out not from a health perspective, but about improving a healthy relationship, right? So many people struggle with relationships because we're so caught up in life that we forget to do the things that really matter most to us, which is typically our spouse or significant other. And if you are wanting to improve in that area and be a better partner, then this structural tension that we laid out last week in episode number 4, please go listen to it, go watch it, because it's going to lay out how you can take small little things and improve in your personal relationship with others. And so we laid that all out. And in episode number 3, we talked a little bit about the fact that you reach the goals of which you're committed to, right? So rather than worrying about what the scale says or what size we are on, I want to really instill in everybody this concept of being attached to the process. The results will follow. So in other words, if you do the work and you do the steps and you stay committed to doing it each and every day, you'll get there. You may not get there in the time frame that you want, but over time, you're going to ultimately get to the goals that you've set. And so last week we shared a little bit about the 4 quadrants of being healthy, and that they all fit like puzzle pieces. They all fit interactively, because if your finances are in a shamble, it's going to be probably pretty hard for you to have a healthy mindset and be happy in relationships. And a lot of times that translates into us not taking good care of ourselves. And next thing you know, we're physically ill. We're not doing the things that we know we need to do. And so what I would advocate is that you want to create long-term optimal health and well-being in every quadrant. Become physically healthy, a healthy body, have a healthy mindset. In other words, develop positivity and a structure that breeds the attractiveness of others who also have a positive mindset, right? So the question is, do you light up a room when you enter, or do you light up a room when you leave? And if you light up a room when you leave, then there's some work for us to do, right? And if you're struggling in relationships with family, friends, coworkers, your boss, the vendors and people that you deal with in restaurants and the dry cleaners, if everything is a struggle for you, then you know what? I want to challenge you that we have to do something different. We have to break that chain. And what I would love to do today in our live, and hey, thanks for being with me today. Hey, Denise is in the house and is watching live, and you're absolutely right, Denise. It's so true that when we don't focus on those things that really matter to us, then we are just barely existing in life. And so if you would like to join me in this interactive experience, please feel free to drop in some comments so that I can know that you're there, and so that we can have a really conversation that will ultimately help you move your life forward. I'm gonna move to a slide. This is one that I was struggling with this morning. Like anything technology, right? Technology works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't work. And it's not working out quite the way that I want this morning. So right now it's got a gray background in the comment box, and I would really like it to be blue. I don't know how to change the color. We all are a work in progress, wouldn't you say? We are all learning every day. And whether it be in technology or in relationships or in health, today we're going to focus on what it is you want your life to look like. And I would love to interact with you in a sense that says, okay, let's begin to focus on, I always have told people that if you lead with your health first, everything else will fall into place. And the reason why I say that is because through my personal experience of coaching over the last 16 years, quite frankly, I was coaching people through a weight loss system when I first started. And because that's what I thought it was all about, was just losing weight and showing up on a poster and going, wow, look how much weight I've lost. What I discovered in this process of getting myself physically healthy, yes, I did reach a healthy weight, but in the process of getting healthy, I discovered who Russ McCann really was. And sometimes I discovered some things about myself that I didn't really like and that I needed to change. And there were some things that I had to give up on. There were some bad habits that had crept into my life, mostly around anger, right? And being so angry about everything. And I realized that wasn't serving me, And so I had to really stop and think, what do I want my life to look like? And if I'm angry and I'm making everybody else upset and angry, then I've got a life filled with anger, right? So if you want to be happy, then just be kind, be friendly, put a smile on your face, do fun things with your kids, and, get out of the house and go for a walk and go for a hike and go for a bike ride, and bring other people with you, bring other people into your life. And when you do that, you're going to be more positive. You're going to be happier. And so I think it's really, really important for us to kind of think about, who are we and what do we bring to the table? And I'm just going to share Denise's comment with you. So Denise says, that's not the Russ that I know. And she is absolutely right. I started my health journey in 2007. And I started going through a process of focusing on my health first. And as I began to do that, it began to evolve and began to change and began to help other people as a coach. I discovered some really amazing things that I didn't have to be upset. I didn't have to be angry. I was angry over things I had absolutely no control over. And have you ever been angry or upset over things that you have no control over? Of course you have, because it's easy for us to do that, to react. And one of the techniques that I learned and I use with my clients, and I'll share with you today, and I've shared with this, I think, on the very first episode that we did, is this concept of on the things that you have absolutely no control over, use a technique called stop, challenge, and choose. So stop for a second. Ooh, take a deep breath, take a glass of water and drink, get a bottle of water and take a swig, take your mind off of the conflict, and then kind of think about, what do I want the outcome of this conflict to be? And then make a choice that moves you forward, not backwards, right? So if somebody upsets me, they say something unkind to me, and, I get upset and I react to their unkindness with more unkindness, what am I going to get? I'm going to get more unkindness, and I'm going to get more conflict, and I'm going to go home just angry, and then I'm going to bring that home, right? So that's what Denise is referring to, is that's not the Russ that she knows, because I had already transformed by the time Denise and I met at the end of 2009. And when we met, it was like two peas had come together in the same pod, because we had the same outlook. We wanted the same things. We wanted a happier life. We wanted to make a difference. And so I remember Denise telling me, this was one thing that she shared with me at the very beginning, was, I want to have a partner that helps me become a better person. And I thought, a better person? Daggone it, hon, you're perfect, right? Now, she'll tell you she wasn't perfect, but, I thought she was. But over the course of the time we've been together, 14 years, I think, 14 years, we have actually made each other better, and we have challenged each other. And when I'm kind of down, she lifts me up. And when she's kind of down, I lift her up. And it's because we have led with our health first. And when you lead with your health first, physically and mentally and financially, things begin to come together. And that's that trilogy that I was talking about originally. And then last week, as we were sharing, we were actually talking about the quadrant, the 4 components to optimal health: healthy body, mind, finances, and healthy relationships. I've thrown that healthy relationships in there because as I interact with clients and coaches, and I interact with people on social media, and I interact with my family and friends and people that really mean a lot to me, I've realized how important it is and how much I value a healthy relationship. And so, I just, my message today is one of to challenge you a little bit. That if you are just going through life doing everything that you've always done before, we've been trained this way from the very beginning. We went to school to go to college, to get a job, and to work for someone else, right? We weren't really taught to be free. We weren't taught to be entrepreneurs. We weren't taught to take control of our life, because if everybody took control of our life, who would be the employees, right? Who would be, doing my dry cleaning and doing all the other things that, people do. But you know what? I know the owner of the dry cleaner. They've created a life that serves them in a way that provides income. And you know what? They're super happy. They know me by name. I walk in. I'm always amazed when the gal knows me by name. To be honest, I don't know her name. I forgot, but she's always so nice to me. And so I want to challenge us today to break out of the chains that we have been in for a while. You know what? And make no mistake, if you love being an accountant, and you love numbers, and you love working with spreadsheets, and you love going to work and working in a cubicle and earning your income and coming home, and you get a chance to live the life you want because being that accountant or that bookkeeper allows you to live the life that you want, more power to you. I think it's great. But there's so many people that are in a traditional job. There's so many people doing things that are not serving them. It's just enough to get by. It's just enough to pay the bills. It's just enough to make sure that we're not hungry, right? But there's so many people, I watch the news, maybe once every couple of weeks. Actually, I'll probably watch it a little bit more than that, but I watch the local news, and I hear all the time about the homeless encampments and the homeless crisis and what's going on in our country. And I think if you go to any major downtown area, and it doesn't matter if you're in California or if you're in Iowa, you go to the bigger cities and you're seeing people who are homeless. And many times it's a crisis of the brain. It's what do they call it? See, Russ McCann doesn't have the word, but they have some psychological impact, right? What do they say? They're not crazy, but they've got some depression. We've got some things going on, and they're just right now on their own incapable of functioning at a high degree. Let me put it that way. But then there's also people that work hard, working 2-3 jobs, trying to make ends meet with a family of 3 or 4, and it's just not enough. And they've been evicted from their home and they're out living on the street until something better comes along. My heart goes out to people. You know what? But I remember at the very beginning of my adult life, at the age of 19, when I decided to leave home, and I got a job, and I was making pizza in a pizza shop, and it was barely enough to cover my apartment. But you know what? It allowed me the opportunity to become better, because the very first night in the pizza shop, for those of you that are in Northern California, it's not really my first job, but my first job as an adult was working as a dishwasher at a pizza joint in Stockton, California. It was one of the busiest pizza places in all of Northern California at the time, and it was a straw hat pizza. And anyway, it was kind of a cool job, but I got my first job. The first night I'm doing dishes. And as I'm doing dishes, I'm scrubbing the walls, I'm wiping the baseboards, I'm cleaning the dish machine, I'm bussing all the tables, I'm making sure that all the pizza trays are clean and put back into the kitchen for the cooks who are making pizza can use them. And at the end of the night, the manager came to me and he says, okay, I went to him and I said, hey, by the way, Jeff, I'm done. And he came in he says, okay, let me check just to make sure. And he came in and he says, oh my God, I have never seen this dish room so absolutely clean. You're a clean freak, obviously. You like things orderly and you want things clean. Guess what? Tomorrow night, you're in the kitchen. And I'm going to teach you how to work the pizza production line. And I learned how to make pizza. I can make a large combination pizza in 1 minute and 32 seconds. Did you know that? Yeah. And I spent 22 years in the pizza business. I ended up loving it so much. But you know what? While I was there during those 22 years, I went from being a dishwasher to ultimately being a vice president. And you know what? All it took was to do just a little bit more than what somebody else had done in the past, or that somebody else was willing to do. If somebody called in sick, I covered the shift. If somebody needed time off because something was going on at their family, I covered the shift. And you know what? That work ethic has served me well. And I have 3 amazing daughters, and they all have that same amazing work ethic. In fact, my youngest daughter works at Amazon here in Northern California in Sacramento, and she started out working in the warehouse, packing boxes, right? Now she's a floor manager, one of, I think, 2 or 3 managers in a particular building. And she has worked her way up from being a production worker to being in management. And she's beginning to save up enough to be able to purchase her first home. She's already paid off debt. She's already bought a car cash. She's already paying her taxes. She's already doing things that she was not able to do before. But it was the work ethic that pulled her out of a dark place in her life. And as she pulled herself out, she used that very work ethic that she had learned and that she had witnessed and that she had seen, and she turned her life around. So I'm advocating today that if there's somebody that's watching this and recording, or you're watching this live, and your life is not what you want it to be, I guarantee you can turn your life around. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some positivity on your part. You're going to have to persevere. You're going to have to overcome some obstacles. You're going to maybe have to step out of your comfort zone and do something that you would not have done otherwise. But I can guarantee you that if you put into play a really good work ethic, you can accomplish anything. You know, Denise just put another comment. Thanks, Denise, for interacting with me today. Not much can beat a good work ethic. You know, sometimes we think about, why did so-and-so become so successful? Did they get lucky, right? Were they born into success? There are very few people that are born into success and keep it. People that are born into success, generally speaking, once they get out on their own, they lose it because they don't have a work ethic. But if you, like I said, if you do this much more than what somebody else is willing to do, then you can create an amazing life with whatever you're doing. So I wanted to just share a couple of things. I spent the weekend in my office sitting right here. I spent 4 hours on Friday from 4 to 8, and then I spent 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 5, going through a course online and really looking at some of the things that I feel that I need to sharpen my skills on. And one of the speakers that spoke had a comment, and he says, you know what? Our life is governed, and the results that we achieve are governed by the habits that we create. And I went, oh, that's so true. Certainly as it relates to health, as a health coach, the habits that we create lead to being healthy, right? Or unhealthy. But a single salad won't make you healthy, and a single burger and fries with 3 beers aren't going to make you unhealthy. Might make you uncomfortable for the evening, but it won't make you unhealthy. It's the habits. It's the consistency over time that begin to govern our life. And so I want you to think about this. What are the habits that you've created in your daily life? And if those habits are not serving you, change the habit, change the routine, get out of the funk, do something different, take a class, learn something new, take a new job, start a new business, focus on getting yourself healthy. Like I said, I believe, and I'm not saying this just because I'm a health coach, but I believe if you focus on turning your health around and getting yourself healthy physically, mentally, and financially, life will turn around for you, guaranteed. But I think so often we put value in the wrong people or value in the wrong career, right? We are giving our job and other people the majority of our life's experiences, and we're not living our own life. And so as I begin to wrap up today, I want us to really think about, I know it's scary. I know you're afraid. I know we like security. I know we love to trade time for money. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to do this. You pay me. Okay, there's security in that, and I get that. And I worked in that environment for so long. But you know what? Over time, as I've gotten older, what I realized is that I wanted time to do the things that were important to me. I wanted the finances to be able to do the things that I would not be able to do otherwise. And I wanted freedom. I didn't want somebody else to tell me that I couldn't take the day off, or that I couldn't take Denise to lunch on a Wednesday, or that I couldn't take a couple of days off and run over to the Napa Valley, right? In my traditional life, trading time for money, I always had to get what? Permission, right? I don't want permission. I want freedom. And so I want to challenge you that you can create the life that you want. And it's going to take some courage. It's going to take some tenacity. It's going to take some learning new skills. It's going to take connecting with maybe some new people, a coach, a mentor, a friend. It's going to take a little bit of effort on your part. But if you use structural tension, remember, we go back to this. If you set a goal of what you want your life to look like, and then you become very clear on where you are, be honest, and then lay out 5, 6, 7 things that you can do starting today that begin to move you in the direction of your dreams. And I just honestly believe that in a few short weeks, you're going to see your life beginning to turn around. I've been sharing for the last 14 years, obviously organizing your life around the things that matter most to you. But it's all about you being clear on what it is you want that life to look like. And it could be different for everyone. Like I said, no one needs to follow my path and become a health coach, although I think it's admirable. It's fun. It's fun to help people. We earn a good living. We've been doing this full time as our sole source of income for over 14 years. And you know what? I am nothing special. I am an ordinary guy doing extraordinary things and helping people create extraordinary lives. I was listening to a webinar last night, and I had done a training video for our company on how to get a client started, right? So the guy was on the training video, or he was doing the live webinar, and he says, "Oh, if you haven't had a chance, you need to go watch Russ's video. It is so good." And he says, Russ just had such a calming way about him. It's like, hey, you know what? No big deal. Just get started. Just do this step. And you know what? If you just do this, you can have an amazing life. He says, Russ is just so cool in that regard. So what do they say? People that imitate you or anything. So he did an impersonation of me, and I was truly flattered because I do love helping people. I do have a kind soul and a kind heart, and the angry Russ has been gone for the last 14 or 15 years. And you know what? There's not much that gets me upset these days. But I would love to just share with you some of the things that we're doing. So if you've been inspired by my weekly focus, and you've been inspired by either any of the other episodes or maybe the episode today, and you would just like to reach out, feel free to just drop in a comment or send me a private message. You can always send me an email at russ@russmccann.com. So russ@russmccann.com. Send me an email. We'll set up a time to talk, and we can talk about where you're at with your life and what you would like your life to look like. You know, I have a gal, maybe she's listening today. She and I have been connected through social media for over 10 years. And I've been inspired by her. I've been encouraged. She has an amazing family. She loves doing things. But over the years, I've seen her struggle physically. And a couple of times she's reached out to learn more about how to focus on health first. And each time she's reached out, she's just not really made the connection or the decision. You know what? This morning I woke up to an email from her. It said, I'm at a spot in my life. I want something different. And so we're setting up a time over the next couple of days to connect. If that's you, if you would like something different and you would like to take your health to the next level in every aspect of health and life, feel free to reach out to me. You can go to russ@russmccann.com. There's a little website with lots of little tools and resources. You can sign up for a newsletter. You can fill out the health evaluation. You can learn more about what I do as a coach. Just go to russ@russmccann.com. And feel free to reach out to me in that way. It's even got my phone number, email, all my information, everything that I'm about. You can find out on that little web page, russ@russmccann.com. So with that, I'd like to say, happy Tuesday. We're getting into fall. We're getting into the holidays, Halloween, then Thanksgiving, then Christmas. This is an amazing time to focus on you. I remember deciding just after my birthday, which is in August, back in 2007, to begin focusing on health. And in 19 weeks, I had lost 85 pounds. I had began to focus on the things that really mattered most to me. And my life had just absolutely turned around because I made the decision to get healthy. I'm not guaranteeing you're going to lose 85 pounds in 19 weeks. Everyone's different. But as you begin to focus on what's important to you, whatever you need to do to get healthy, we can help you do that. So please feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help you do that. And with that, feel free to come and join me every Tuesday. Go over to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the little bell, which is the reminder that anytime we go live, you're going to get a reminder. You can also just follow me over on Facebook, Russell.McCann. on my Facebook timeline. This is being streamed, I think, live in my Facebook page. Many of you have been interacting there. So Denise from the other room says, happy Tuesday to you too. And you know what? Denise and I would love to say thank you for trusting in us and being a part of our lives here on social media. You guys go out and have an amazing day. And remember, there's never a great day to start a diet, but today is a good day and a great day to begin to create and organize your life around the things that matter most. Let's go out and change the world together, everyone.